We discover and share knowledge about plants and their environment in order to preserve and enrich life. In keeping with our mission, the garden is a center for global research and conservation, with projects in over 30 countries on 6 continents. Most of our local botanists are based at the Bear Center, just west of here. This is home to our library, which has one of the most important botanical collections in the world. Our oldest book was published in 1474, and we also have a first printing of Darwin's On the Origin of Species. Also located there is the Herbarium, and Herbarium is kind of like a plant library, where we get to store dried and pressed plants, and we have almost 7 million plant specimens in our herbarium, making it a cornerstone of botanical research. So as we're getting ready to leave the English woodland garden here, just on the other side of the stone wall up ahead, you'll see the seed sower on your left and the seed on the right. So depicts the squirrel and the acorn. Squirrels like to collect acorns, but then they forget where they place them, so that helps to create new oak trees.
Look at the plants.
And also on the left is a spectacular giant dogwood. It's a native of China in the Himalayas. It features large, beautiful white blossoms in the spring.
This blossom.
On our right is our bulb meadow, and we actually have bulbs blooming right now. These are fall crocus, and they're beautiful. If you look just beyond them, you'll see the metasequoias, the large trees in the distance. They're also called dawn redwoods. These are native to China and once thought to be extinct. The ones here were planted in the mid-1900s. The yellow tower just beyond that, it's called the Piper Observatory, and it overlooks our maze and pincushion gardens. The path ahead on the right, if you were to walk down to it, would take you to the Strassenfest, the Bavarian, and the tree stump or stumpery garden. And inside the black ornamental fence behind the house there is our herb garden. On your right, the majestic tree with the beautiful sweeping branches is a Scotch elm, which was planted 140 years ago. The sculpture up ahead on the left is called Balancing Act, and it's called so because it addresses the artistic license of to cut or not to cut. The origami artist here used 4 cuts of a sheet of paper to give more detail, but that went outside the tradition of creating from a single uncut sheet of paper. And now we're about to enter the most historic part of the garden. That's the Liechtenstein Victorian district. On the left, look for a sculpture of our garden's founder, Henry Shaw. He's posing by a bench that's covered in grape leaves, and that's because he was a great wine connoisseur. Henry Shaw died at the age of 89, and his final resting place is in that rose-colored granite mausoleum with the copper roof just inside the iron fence on your left. He planned his own mausoleum and even posed for the marble sculpture above his tomb, and he's shown holding his